easy team. Nah. So the old heron. The old heron went down well, didn't it, in the last vlog? Could be a new dance, isn't it? Tap Dancers UK. The heron. Had to make yourself look like an idiot. Bust in there. As you can see, guys, I'm back to familiar surroundings tonight. There's no way I'm going near Boston on a weekend. Be like the first car boat of the year, wouldn't it? People everywhere. So yeah, I just popped down Charlie's for a quick one. Yeah, so I stuck my nose in the toilet on the way, and it looked void of carp. It looked pretty dead. So I was like, perhaps we won't jump in this one. I treated all pips along into Kev's and it looked pretty much the same, and I was like, had a little drop-in point, and there's fish over the back of point. There's always fish over the back of point, but I don't really like fishing point in the summer. They hang about right over in the corner, but there's so much weed between the area, and it's like, it's just, you're up against it from the off, and it's like, I don't know, it's a fish where it's a struggle to get them in, you know. I like to give myself a chance. I don't want to be losing fish and stuff. It's not fair on the fish, and it's certainly not fair on yourself, is it? You know. So I thought, I'll leave them to it in point. So I carried on my little stroll, and I got to dugout, and I was just standing on dugout looking into this sort of body of water, and I see a few fish in this group of pads here, sort of milling about and what have you. So I thought, nice one. So I jumped in here, spent about 10 minutes just sort of looking across here, and there's a few fish in the area. A big old common jumped out in this is not where I can fish from, right at the back, but he come out and give it some of that week. Went back in, nice decent sized common. There's been a few fish to my right in the pads down here, and just generally just a few fish just milling about on top. And I was like, that's good enough for me. You know, I'm the only one here again. I had an anxious drive here, didn't I? Flat out down the A421, rolling the gate, and there's no one here, so I could have saved that little bit of diesel tonight. So yeah. So you guys know the drill. I probably don't even need to go through it. So 3 rods blasted at the fucking tree. In the boat, I've got a bit of particle pellet, 10 mils, been festering in there for about a week, so it's proper mushy, proper carpy, stinky mix. Just 1 scoop in the boat, and I've got all 3 rods pretty much localised within a metre. So I've got one 500 and then the other one 500, so all localised just on the end of that tree. And they've been fishing about an hour, and I've had a few knocks and a few lifts on them. I don't particularly like to fish with my rods fanned out all over the place in this swim. It's I mean, this is just me, obviously, and my noggin, but at the minute they're moving about, they're coming into the middle, they're going back down to the pads. There's some fish coming out of these pads, they come out of the pads, mill around, take a few flies off the top, and then they go back in. I've got lines sort of spread about and all the rest of it. They come across the line, bumping the line, it just puts them on edge, doesn't it? Like before I've even started. So I like to fish the tree. There's quite a deep hole underneath the tree. It drops down to about 2 metres, and it drops down about a third of the way there. So you can get a really good line lay. You know, the lines are out of the way, and you can almost fish for them without even knowing you're here. And if you can fish for carp, and I don't know they're being fished for, they're a lot easier to catch, trust me. So that's why I like to fish the tree in that way, so they can just carry on doing whatever they're doing, and then of an evening, for that little spell or whatever, perhaps 1 or 2 might venture over to the tree where there's been bait going in, and come across one of my sharpies, and hopefully we'll get lucky. That's the plan anyway. But I ain't gone over the top, I ain't gone throwing a load of freebies in over the top and all the rest of it. I mean, the conditions look pretty poor for catching, don't they? They're not going to be eating much, I wouldn't imagine. So haven't gone too heavy with it. The weather does it's going to change at about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. We're going to get some proper thundery downpours apparently, so I'm hoping if we haven't had anything by then, perhaps, you know, that might give them a kickstart we need. All that means getting wet, but it's a small price to pay, isn't it, to catch one. But that's the plan anyway. So the fish I had in here the other week, the big long one, well, that fish was called Mr. Long, right? And this is a sign of getting old, guys. I actually named that fish Mr. Long. A member caught it, I think it's in Riches, and I took the photos of it, and I was like, that's long, Mr. Long, and the name stuck. And then when I posted a picture on my facey, 2 or 3 people were like, Mr. Long, and I was like, Mr. Long, Mr. Long. Yeah, I forgot all about him. And yeah, he's a proper old character, him. I reckon he's one of the oldest fish in this lake. It's I would imagine once upon a time when he had some beef, I reckon he was probably a mid-30, perhaps even near 40 pounder, that one. But strange that, isn't it? Humans get fatter, carp get thinner as they get older. Good example. But yeah. So that's it, guys. That's about where I'm at. The rods have been out about an hour. I've had some lifts and a few bobs and what have you. And yeah, just enjoying the bit of shade. The sun's actually gone in now, but it was proper beating in here earlier. So I moved the table over. I just got in the shade, but it's proper muggy. Proper muggy tonight. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put that fucking front on, otherwise it's gonna be motorbikes in the air all night, isn't it, again? But yeah. So anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch up with you as and when. Awfully quiet, guys. I've seen a few patches here and there come up, to be fair, but as far as beeps on the indicators fucking go, they are proper silent. But it is proper still and proper muggy. Yeah, so I was just whipping through Facebook and I come across this post. Now, I won't say who it is, but I know what it is, right? People are idiots. How many comments has it got? 236 comments this has got. It's just clickbait. It's like, should people just ignore it like I do? But I'll read you, it's good. Bait boats, right then, let's have it straight. Unless you've a valid reason, and I mean a genuine impairment, using a bait boat is an embarrassment to proper carp angling. In fairness, they're cheating. They are cheating. Well, it's cheating. They are cheating, is it? So get that right. The boat isn't cheating, is it? Plain and simple. And before anyone pipes up what about bite alarms, pipe down. Bite alarms are indicators. Whether it's a Delkim or a bottle top and a monkey climber, they've evolved from something natural in fishing. Bait boats though, bait boats are aliens. They don't belong, they're artificial, evasive and completely against the spirit of fair angling. You know what happens, people use them to dump bait to absolute max distance. Well, you know, people, often into the water, they have no right to fish. So where's the facts coming from then? You know, there's no facts to back that up, that's just his opinion. It stitches the water right up, fish get pushed further out, non-bait boat anglers are left blanking while the rowboat captain on the next peg motors his rig into the next postcode. Diddums. It's selfish and it ruins it for everyone else. Massive respect to the fisheries that have outright banned them. You're keeping the game pure. Now I do actually respect that, because there's syndicates that I belong to are bait boat bans, and I love fishing them because I get to leave the fucking boat at home and do some proper fishing. So I am under no illusion, right, that bait boat fishing is totally different than improper fishing. I ain't got a problem with it though. It's cheating, lads. No ways about it. No two ways about it. If anything, the environmental agencies... Oh, I won't bother reading that. It's fucking bullshit. And enough of each their own argument. Is it not really, is it? Not when it affects other anglers. Not when it messes with the balance of water. Ban them, and if you insist on using one, at least be honest. Wear a special hat in your trophy shots. Lets everyone know you couldn't catch unless you sailed it in for your sponsor. So yeah, it's just a bit of clickbait, isn't it? And yet people just rise to it and just comment on it. And just, yeah, throw his page out. But, yeah, he makes some curious posts, that old boy. There's another one down here with, what do you think of Ali Hamidi? And it's just like, it's just goating people to fucking slag him off. I think it's out of order. It's, you know, personally, since Ali's left, for me, it's a bit too sort of eccentric for me, a little bit. But there's no need to damn right fucking come on here and goad people to slag him off. I think it's fucking damn right fucking rude and out of order. And as far as bait boats go, it's fucking your own fishing. You do what you fucking want. I mean, I have no problem using a boat. I have no problem telling everyone, you know, bring it on, bigger the better, more light so everyone else can fucking see it. More noise. Bring on the 8 kilo bait boat, that's what I say. Yeah, it's like this session. I've turned up, the water's a metre deep. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave the boat at home. I'll spend fucking what? 5, 6 casts, perhaps get one to the tree where I want it. Bring it in, count me wraps. Count me wraps on the other 2 rods and then probably spend, what? A couple, 3 on each of the 3 rods to get them where I want it. So it's probably 12, 15 goes at the tree. And then I've got them nicely. By this time, half the carp have decided to fuck off into point, haven't they? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap my spod up and spod half a dozen spods at the tree just to shift off the rest of them. Sounds like a right good idea, that does. Or I can just dribble out the boat with 3 brand new Sharpies in it and get a fucking drop a load that's far superior than I could ever do by hand, and anyone, don't care who you are, could do by hand in 20 minutes, and the fish are still here, milling about, none the wiser that I'm in here. So that's why I use the boat. Having said that, I have got rules for myself. So when it comes to me using boats, I will never put a boat in someone else's water, obviously, like I wouldn't cast in anyone's water. And I'd never put the boat in a place where I couldn't get a rig, if that makes sense. There is certain rules you've got to adhere to, isn't it? You know, that's just a personal rule, a couple of personal rules of myself. But it is right though, people do take the fucking piss with them. I've seen it. Used to fish Medbury when you could use boats. On that, I didn't have one at the time, couldn't afford one. And yeah, and a bit bait boat, fucking about 300 yards, sailing past you, like that, you're a dick. And that, I totally fucking agree. And they banned them. And I was like, ah, well done. And the water turned into a better water because them dickheads then left. And it just left people that could actually use a spod and what have you. And what you find is when you... I don't want to put everyone into the same category, but what it done was, it made a better standard of angler join the water, if that makes sense. Rather than twats that are just pumping boats all over the place. So he is right in one way, but you can't pin the towel on everyone that uses them. It's a bit, you know, it's what women do, innit? When I say about blokes, and blokes do this, innit? It's not every bloke, some. But anyway, that's my view on boats. More expensive the better, innit? You know? That's what I say. But anyway, these are dead quiet, guys. Really quiet. But it is open. It's getting dark now, so I'm gonna chill out now, guys, and I'll catch up with you in a little while. So I just had a roach pick up my middle rod. Thanks for that. I'm gonna have to make a racket though. It's like proper enough to make me dash out there, and I was like, nothing's happening. First I thought it was the bats, because the bats were flying low, and I thought, oh, it must have been a bat flying into the line. But and then it went bit, 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 bit. I was like, for fuck's sake. Pulled it in. There's a roach about this big. It just obviously take the ball. It's obviously just got caught up on the razor point rig, innit? And so yeah, thanks for that. Right at the fucking wrong time. I was going to leave just 2 rods fishing, but then I thought, oh, I'll get my head down, it'll start fucking raining, and then I'll never get it back out. So I thought, fuck it, I'll put it out. Little bleep on the fucking Mr. Lefty. But I managed to get it back out, you know, with the use of my superb bait boat. Yeah. See, the bait boat come into its own at night. I even turned the lights on so I could see where it was going. Got it on the money. It just needed a couple of points left. Just pulled the handbrake up a little bit. Dropped it exactly where it was. So yeah, bait boat to the rescue, guys. More importantly though, I dashed out, didn't I? All excited, left the door open ajar, come back in, and there's about 10 flying fucking ZZRs in here. So we had a clapping fit, didn't we? For about 5 minutes. I think I've got them all now. Otherwise, yeah, dirt bikes in the air, innit, all night. But anyway, guys, that's me. I am signing off now. I'll see you in the morning. So I was just sat on my bed chair, and we had a tug on the left-hand rod, and it turned out to be this little fine chap. And after a spirited battle, we got him in. Lovely common. Oh, an awkward one. How old you are? Lovely common. Nice sort of thick set, ain't you, mate? But about 22, 23 pounds, something like that. I'm gonna get him back, guys. It's really warm. I don't like to keep him out too long, so yeah, I'm gonna get him straight back. Happy days. All right, man. Morning, team. Just thought I'd say morning properly. It's ain't the best when it comes to doing videos holding fish. I don't have enough practice. I don't never know what to say, and because of not feel rushed as such, but you sort of put on the spotlight in the spot, and I don't like to keep them out too long, you know, especially not this weather. It's baking hot all week, innit? You know, you just want to get them back. So literally, it's just set the 2 tripods up. I mean, he absolutely soaked me when I got him on the mat. I got the hook out. I got myself a new little bucket. I did a little green water bucket, and I give him some large. Give him about half a bucket, and of course that was come out and absolutely soaked me. One of them moments. But yeah, after 20 seconds or so, he sort of calmed down, and it's actually good as gold after that. So I managed to get some quick snaps of him, which was really good, and then just shift the cradle over a little bit and then do a video. But he's sort of on the spot. It comes out what comes out, and I don't have like loads of goes at it. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is, and then we get him back. So but he shot back straight away. He's perfectly fine. So yeah, I was just sitting on my bed chair. I was already up. It's 4:10. I was thinking, oh, it's a bit quiet out there. Nothing to jump or anything. And normally when, like, before you get a bite, I get a couple of knocks on the rod, sort of thing. Sort of, I don't know, 2 or 3 beeps or whatever in short succession. And then just to let me know that there's something around. And then, you know, I'm anticipating a bite then. But I didn't get nothing of that. It was just dead quiet, and then I was just sat there. Beep, 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 beep. The rod tip just pulls around because I have them pretty tight. I was on it like a flash because I was up. Even had me Crocs on. I was up straight out there, and he pulled out right, which is always a joy rather than a lefty in the tree. He pulled out right, and I just let him swim. I don't give him any pressure. just enough just to hold the hook in, sort of thing. I'll just let them do what they want to do, and he's probably got 40, 50 yards until he eats these pads. So I'll just let him swing round, just, you know, just to spend some of that energy. And then when he sort of gets sort of close-ish to the pads, that's when I sort of like put a bit of pressure on, and then he just done an about turn and come back the other way. And again, I'll just let him do what they want to do till he goes sort of, then he gets sort of close to the lines again, little bit of pressure, just to turn him again, and then just play them in gently, because it's only shallow, and if you give them some teddy and they get the ump, because it's only shallow, they, you know, you can drop them quite easily like that. So yeah, and he just played around in front for a little while. The water's so low at the minute, but I've got an extension for the landing net pole, so it makes it 8 foot, because it's literally like foot deep just in front of me, just down there, until it, you know, on the drop off. It's really shallow down there, but we managed to get him in, and the rest is history, as they say. So yeah, well happy with that. Well happy with him. He was pucker. Charlie's commons are always nice. Well, all Charlie's fish are nice, do you know what I mean? But I haven't really got a favourite when it comes to commons and mirrors. Bigger the better, innit? You know what I mean? Like a £30 commons, obviously better than a £15 mirror, innit? But yeah, I do like a common though. I love a sort of, yeah, love a common, me. So yeah, I'm just debating whether to get the bivvy in and the bed back in the van, because they give it rain soon and proper hard. But then I don't particularly want to be just standing about in the rain. So I think there's fish still over there, because one jumped sort of about a rod length behind the spot as I was playing the fish. And I've had a couple of knocks on the 2 rods which are left fishing, so I don't particularly want to go home. But it's nice to get the stuff back in the van before it gets soaked, isn't it? I give it rain all week, so I won't be able to dry the bivvy. That'll just make the van stink. I guess I could take it out, it doesn't really matter. But I ain't too bothered about the bivvy. It's a 10 pest nylon one. I've had it donkeys. It don't matter them getting wet. You can pack them up wet. It don't like knacker the material up like it does the Aquatex ones. Just leave them wet for a week or so. Don't hurt them. They just stink a bit when you put them back up, but that's so you can dry out because they're only nylon. But there's a load of pike today. This morning, having it large this morning. There's like big groups of little fish just pike. There's been about half a dozen ones all over the place. They're having it large, the pike, this morning. But yeah, it was cracking morning. Temps dropped, obviously. I don't know what it is. It feels about 17 degrees. So it's a nice morning, nice and quiet. Apart from me shutting my mouth off. It's yeah, lovely morning. And always better if you have a little run, innit? Just lifts them spirits up and what have you. So yeah, 1-0 to the bait boat, guys. There you go. Have some of that. I'll tell you now, I wouldn't have caught that if I'd have spotted to the tree and hung a couple up the tree and all the rest of it. So bring on the boats. Bigger the better. I mean, to be fair, I haven't really used the Toslon since I've had the little ridge monkey. Oh no, I've got to drop back. I think that's a roach. I better check that, guys. Yeah, I reckon that was either a roach just sort of picked it up and moved it, or a carp picked it up and moved it. That pulled up and then come down lower, so that's definitely moved the lead. Probably about 1 inch. So I think they've been done, or it's just roach, because the roach do it. There's something down there. Yeah, so as I say, I haven't used a Toslon since I've had the ridge monkey. There's no need for the massive boat. I literally just put 1 scoop in the ridge monkey. I filled a hopper up, and the hopper's only sort of this big. It's just enough for like 1 scoop, like a bag of chips scoop, isn't it? About that amount. Just enough for a little bite. But I mean, still quite a lot, I guess. If you threw a scoop in the edge, it's quite. I've said a lot, but it's, you know, it's not a bad amount. I guess it's probably about 2 big spoms full, isn't it? So you're putting 3 rods on a spot. I guess it's like 6 spoms, isn't it? 6 or 7 spoms. So, you know, it's enough there. Enough for a bite, but you're not sort of overloading your spot. Because I don't say they probably have this little period for about an hour and a half, and then depending on the weather might keep them eating a bit. But like normally in the summer, sort of, you have this little period, don't you? At this time, and then sort of come 6, half 6, it sort of tails off, doesn't it? You only have a couple of hours of it, so you might just overload your spot with bait, come in, have a bit, and then they've had enough, and there's too much there, and they haven't found your rigs. So I know the bait boat sort of localises it, but I tend to fish like that all the time. Just in the winter it's half a scoop, in the summer it's like a full scoop. It's, you know, when I'm using the boat in the middle of winter, I literally put a rig in it, and, you know, literally just a handful of boilies. I don't tend to put too much sort of particle and stuff in it. I just use mainly sort of crumb and sort of finer sort of bait, just to bulk out what's down there, but not a lot of food items, if you get what I'm saying. Just sort of like try and get like attraction in the swim, you know, quite a lot of sort of crushed boilie and tiny pellets and stuff like that, but not, you know, as I say, not a lot of food items. Just literally 4 or 5 boilies and your hook bait. Having said that, I don't tend to catch much in the winter, do I? So I ain't saying it's right, guys. Perhaps I should just put a scoop in all year round, see how that goes. But anyway, I'm going to chill out and contemplate whether I'm going to pack this bivvy up before it rains. I mean, that's the type of bait boat you need, isn't it? That's the one. I mean, unfortunately, you're not allowed to use them boats to bait up, which is a shame, isn't it? They're just for emergencies, just in case you get a fish caught in some pads or whatever, or hang one up a tree. You can use the boat to go and make your life a bit easier. But yeah, there's the ridge monkey. Rain's getting up, guys. So I just thought I'd go through the boat with you and what I put in the boat and what have you. Might as well make this a bait boaty type themed blog, innit? Might as well go with it. Seems like a good theme, bit controversial, isn't it? And so yeah, this is the little ridge monkey boat I've been using. You've all seen me use this. It's not, you know, it's no secret. I won't go into the boat too much because you've seen it before, but I shall just show you what I put in it on this session. So this is my boat mix, or my spod mix, or whatever. It's the same pretty much, whether I'm spomming or using the boat. So in that I've got a bit of party blend. There's some 10 mils in there, obviously some crushed boilie, some stick mix, and some bit of and what have you, just to give it a bit of stodge and sort of make it stick together. It takes on the gear, makes the bait heavier, comes down in the water a lot easier as if you were to put it in the boat dry. If you just put a load of bait in it dry, or dry-ish, you get a lot of bait sort of suspended in the water on the way down. If you've got a bit of a chop, see you later. You know, it's not going to land on your spot. So a little bit of gear in there and what have you. Job's a good one. So I'll just start with a scoop, sort of like a level scoop, not so much. I'll whip that in the boat first. And for the little boilies, what have you. And that's pretty much it. That's all I ship out. You know, it's good 2, perhaps even 3 spoms, you know. And then they've got a little gate on them. You just fold the gate up, get hold of your rig and pop it in there. Obviously I'll make sure the bead's behind the gate so I don't pull the bead off. And then I use a bit of foam on the rig. And then just before I pop it out, a bit of sludge on it if I remember. And that's pretty much it. But you must put the foam on it. So I'll be honest with you guys, if I'm using a boat like in a swim I'm not sure of, or just fished like, you know, for the first time, I'll take the boat out, probably with no gear on it, you know, drop it from the boat, you know, if you tie it to an overhang or whatever, and I'll fill the lead down from the boat. You can do that, it's relatively easy. And then, yeah, but the tree, I've caught so many by the tree. I know it's clean. There's no need for me to fill the lead down by the tree, but you must put the foam on, because obviously as you're dropping it from a boat, if you do fill the lead down, it's going to move obviously the rig away from what's coming out of the boat ever so slightly. I mean, it probably won't matter too much, but I like to sort of drop it straight down on the tree, so I know my rig's landing in with the bait. But you must use the foam, because you're not putting any tension on the line as it comes out of the boat. It's 2 meters deep, but a bit of foam does the job, sits that rig up when it hits the bottom, and then, you know, comes down nicely. So I'm not going to put this rig out, guys. There's 2 rods fishing still, and they're only this far apart. So what I don't want to do is get all excited, put the 3rd rod back out, drop a load of bait, you know, on maybe there's fish still there, and it will just move them off for a period. They might not even come back, do you know what I mean? So normally I'll just leave the other 2 rods fishing. There's plenty of rods fishing that spot. So yeah, I don't particularly want to spook any carp if there's any out there. And then, yeah, that's pretty much. Pike's still going at it. Pretty much what I put in the boat, guys. So just turn this on. I've actually broke the handset. I trod on it and broke the little button off, and I've got to glue it back on. That's just me, being me. But yeah, we just drop that back in the bucket. Flashes to tell you it's dropped. Job's a good one, but I've had no problems with this little boat. It's a second-hand one I bought. I think it's absolutely cracking little boat for the money. I can't remember what I paid for it, but it wasn't a great deal, you know. And that's been, I wouldn't say a game changer, because I obviously used to use a Toslon, but it's a lot easier just to cart this one around than obviously the Toslon, which is like this big. If I knew, you know, it was going to be a bait boat theme, I'd have bought the other one as well, but it is what it is. So anyway, as you can see, it's just starting to rain now. I've got a bit of a canopy, so it ain't too bad, but yeah. I'm going to pack the boat up anyway, leave them 2 rods fishing, and then yeah, just probably hang about for a couple of hours, and then just to see what happens. So I decided to just be a devil and just hang about in the bivvy. I don't particularly want to just stand around for an hour and a half in the rain, so I shall just get bored and then I shall just go home. But I think there might be a chance. I've had another couple of knocks on them. I think that one was probably a pickup. Probably got away with it, which happens, you know, which is what I love fishing Ronnies for that reason. I pretty much know that, you know, if a fish picks up a Ronnie, lets it go, which it happens, guys, all the time, you know. Sometimes you won't even get a bleep, but I know that rig's still fishing, and it probably dropped back about 2 inches. So it's moved it 2 inches and it's come back down. It's perfectly fine. There's no need to change it. Whether if I was fishing my my little sort of wafter rig, it's all a bit supple at the end. There is a chance that could come back down and land a bit funky, and that would play on my mind, which is why I tend to fish Ronnies, just for that reason, really. But yeah, so I mean, I'm not using my mic this session, guys, because I think it actually hinders rather than fucking helps. Unless I'm out by the rods or whatever doing stuff, if I'm just in the bivvy, I'm just going to not bother using the mic because people are moaning about it. So I've had a look for them, but they're quite expensive, like the good ones, and for an amateur blogger, it just isn't worth it, you know. So I just thought I'd carry on talking about the boats. I've had loads and loads of boats, guys. Sort of 30 odd years of carp fishing, you get through a few boats. So I'm sorry if I'm repeating stuff from other blogs, by the way, but when you've done sort of over 1,050 blogs, it's got to happen. There's you know, there's not anything new to cover, is there? And it's the same with everything in fishing and rebranding and whatever. Nothing's really new. It's just going over the same old crap. So I apologise if you've heard all this before, but I guess it is what it is. But so my first ever boat was an angling Technics standard bait boat, you know, the tugboat, the ones with the flaps. Yeah, that was my first one. That was all right. I remember nearly losing that in a chop because I wouldn't say it's an aerodynamic, is it? But I wouldn't say it's streamlined. But yeah, it had the little flaps that come up, so you loaded it through the top, and then the flaps used to come out, and then the bait just, I think they still even sell them. The bait used to slide off the boat and into the water. But if your stuff was a bit stodgy, or if it's raining, the flaps would open and the stuff would stay in the boat, and then dribble it all over your swim on the way back. And then the way they what's the word for it? The way they got round that was they made these little spods that laid in the boat. So you filled the spods up, the flaps opened, the spods rolled out, and then the stuff come out the spods as of their first one. And I think they brought that one out with the micro cat. I couldn't afford a micro cat at the time. My mate had a cat, the Mark 1. That was awesome when that first come out. But yeah, I've had a few micro cats, 2 or 3 cats. You know, really, really good boats. Quite big, the cats, aren't they? Not overly heavy. I've had the other one. What's the other one? Because the cats are jet propelled, aren't they? And then they've done the Mark 2, which you didn't need to prime it. And then you've got the Mark 3. And then you've got the other one, which is propellers. It's a lot higher, isn't it? I can't remember what that one's called. Damn, I really should have done my research first. But I had the tall one with the propellers, the micro cat, this, that, and the rest of it. And that was actually a really good boat. It sat out of the water higher, so you could use PVA and whatever, because the cats sit in the water a little bit. So they brought out the other one just to raise the hoppers, so you could put PVA bags and stuff in it without it getting wet. I had that for a period. That was a really good boat. I ain't got a problem at all with angling Technics boats. The only thing that was lacking was the echo sounders on them. The Fulcrum Designs one were a bit alright when they first come out, but I think as technology moved on, and you know, especially with the Deepers and the Toslon, the Ray Marines and whatever, just got left behind a bit, didn't they? But I do actually feel like I'm repeating myself. I've said this before in a blog, I think. But yeah, I've had a Euro Viper as well, which was like massive. It was like literally about 3 foot long, this Euro Viper, about this deep. It turned up, I was like, damn. Perhaps I've bit off a bit more than Chewy. I didn't have that very long. And yeah, I had a couple of little sort of eBay jobbies, you know, the ones like the pointed hull with the flaps that just sort of like thunder the bait back in. I mean, they're cheap, they're like 150 quid, but it didn't even have reverse. So you can like nail it up to an island or anything. You had to sort of keep it sort of half a rod length off or a rod length off, drop your bait and then swing it round and hope you miss the island. They ain't very good, them. Don't bother with them. Don't bother with an eBay jobbies, guys. They're pretty pants. And yeah, and then of late, the last sort of 10 years, I've been using the Toslon, which is, although it's massive, they haven't said that, it's big, but it's not very heavy because they're all lithium and whatever now. But yeah, that's arguably the best boat I've had, that Toslon. The X boats, they're absolutely fantastic. Ultra reliable, the batteries in it. I mean, I've changed them over the years. The batteries in it, guys, I literally charge them up. I mean, I don't use it a great deal, do I? I drop 3 or 4 rigs, 5 rigs if I get lucky in a session. It stays in the cupboard for months. I charge it probably 2 or 3 times a year, that boat. I've only even got just 2 batteries for it. All the rest were a bit spent. I was charging them, they won't last. They last forever, but I binned them. So I've only got 2 batteries for the Toslon. But it's not the type of boat that's just going to go flat and you can't get it back. It gives you warnings and stuff, and even with like when the battery, you get the warning, I can still dribble out 3 rods of it. No bother at all whatsoever. Yeah, the top, I haven't had an RC7 or the rest of them, so I can't really comment on them. But that little Ridge Monkey boat is pretty much my favourite for this water now. I can't see the point in using the Toslon at all. I don't use that amount of bait, so and that's just well choppy. That's the only thing the Ridge Monkey will struggle with. But then all boats of that nature and that size, I guess, you know, will do it. I used to have some Pro Cats and all. I've had a few Pro Cats. You know, the little one. I've got even smaller hopper. I know you can get the extensions and whatever. But the Pro Cats are a really good boat and all. Little small one, compact. It's about this big. It weighs absolutely nothing. The batteries have got like the same batteries that the little radio controlled cars use. It's got one of those batteries in it. Sort of decent sized handset. It's only about this big, about this tall. You can almost sort of slipper it in your bag. The little Pro Cats, ever so quiet because they're propeller driven. But yeah, again, it's just rig droppers, and that's the difference between boats, you know. The Toslon is a bait dropper. I mean, it's got like a 5 kilo capacity. A 5 kilo bag that'll take out. Whether the Ridge Monkey and the Pro Cats and a couple of the others, they're rig droppers. They're not bait boats, are they? They're just little rig droppers and just enough for a bite. But so yeah, I've had a few boats over the years. Love a bait boat, me. I love teching it. I mean, they're lucky I don't get the drone out and all. I mean, I've got a drone for blogging, obviously. Perhaps I could fucking film the boats with the drone. Get the drone up, find the carp, and then use the boat to drop it on the carp. That'd be the next level, wouldn't it? I mean, that's what they do anyway, don't they? When they're doing the films, the big boys. Let's get it right. They get the fucking drone up, find the carp, don't they? They keep all that quiet. We know what you're doing. We're not stupid. Do you know what I mean? And then he's the best angler on the planet. Yeah, whatever. We've had the drone up for an hour finding them. Perhaps I should move my level up to that level. Get me drone up, find them, you know. But no, I've just used the drone for videoing, just my little videos. I think it's good at the start. It just breaks up the blogs, doesn't it? But yeah, the rain's getting heavier now, guys. And now I'm sat here and wishing I'd have packed all this shit up, but it doesn't matter. We're all good. Just gonna. What's the time now? 6:30, 7:30. I could probably hang it out for another hour and a half, something like that. So I'm in no rush, guys. We've had a fish, so happy days. Right, guys, I need to get going very shortly. There's still fish out there. I reckon if I had till 10, half 10, we'd probably have another one. They're booming and bobbing and just not feeding very hard. So I think we're lucky to get the one this morning. I think I used the boat to absolute perfection with the greatest amount of skill, and managed to pick a fish up off it. But no, but it does beg the questions: are bait boats cheating? That is the big question that gets everyone fluffed. That's probably the best question in carp fishing, isn't it, I reckon. And for me personally, I can't see how it can't be cheating. It's got to be cheating. I've slippered out 3 rods to that tree last night with absolute perfection, yeah? Something that I could never replicate by hand. It's as simple as that, and no one could replicate by hand. So that, to me, is taking the art out of, not so much fishing, it's taking the art out of bait application, because there's still plenty more factors that need to be put into consideration other than just dropping the boat. But it is taking a lot of the skill out of what you're doing. However, if you're fine with that, which I am, and perfectly okay with that and understand that, well, it don't really matter, does it? Who cares? I don't care. I certainly don't think what Matey Boy thinks down the road, because it's my session, and at the end of the day, it's what you want in your fishing that matters, isn't it? You know, on this session I decided to use the boat down Charlie's. In previous weeks where you're not allowed to use them, the Beckerings I can use the boat, I don't bother. South Lagoon you can use the boat, I haven't bothered, you know, because I do like to keep in touch with the casting aspect of it, because there's been times in previous years where I've laid on my bed chair thinking, I can't even remember the last time I actually cast a rod. Now that's a problem there, you know. So yeah, I like to vary it up a bit, just keep in touch with your casting, because for me there's not a better feeling than having a flick about, finding a little spot, clipping it up, counting your wraps so you've got your spot, you know, whipping it back out there, hitting the clip, filling it down all lovely, putting some bait out there, getting a run, nice, get him in, you're all happy as Larry, pucker, that's proper fishing. And then you wrap it up, get back out on the same spot, have another run. That to me is like proper fishing. But yeah, again, it just depends what you want out of your fishing on any particular session. So our bait boat's cheating, some degree, yeah, but there is a lot more to it. But I can't really see how it can't not be cheating, you know. At the end of the day, I've been fishing 30 odd years. A geezer could start tomorrow, bring his bait boat down in this swim, shift him off towards the tree, right, as long as his rig's all right. He's now fishing at the same level as me. So that puts everyone on the same level. So, but then that is what it is. That's fishing nowadays, isn't it? If that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. So I ain't got a problem with it at all whatsoever. You know, I'll post that fish later perhaps. You know, be really happy about me common I caught. And no one is going to chirp up, I don't. But if someone chirps up, bait boat fish, yeah, so what, I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care in the slightest what anyone else thinks. It's all about me and my session, and that's how it should be. So yeah, if you're getting beef from anyone using your boat, just use it more, innit? That's what I'd do. I'd post pictures of my boat, you know, in mid-drop, everything. Perhaps put it in your catch shots. Perhaps that's what I'll do next time. Have my boat behind me. Have the boat in the cradle. But yeah. So anyway, guys, that's us. We've come to the end of another session. I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks for watching. It's always a joy to catch up with you guys. I'm going to make like that heron and get out of here. So, see you on the next one, guys.